In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Contacts app on the iPad. The Contacts app is where we can go and edit our contacts as well as put our contacts into different lists. Now, before we get started, if you like what you see here, stick around to the end. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself and how you can help support my efforts in creating these videos. All right, let's take a look at this new redesigned Contacts app on the iPad. Let's go over to my iPad. So I have the Contacts app sitting here on my home screen. Let's go ahead and open it and take a look at how all of this works. So I'm going to tap on it to open it up. Now, the first thing is the layout. Well, basically what we're looking at here is three different panes. I'm going to call them three different panes. So we have a line here and we have a line here. This is where we can see all of our different lists. This is where we see all of our contacts. And this is where we can view the detail of a contact. So basically the way that this works is we tap on a list. So I'm going to tap on all iCloud here. And when I do, I can see all of the contacts for that list. And then when I tap on a name, I can see the details over on the right here. That's basically the layout of the Contacts app. Now what we are able to do is we are able to hide this first pane. So I'm looking at all my contacts here. I'm not looking at a specific list. We're looking at all of my contacts from iCloud. If I want to hide that, I just tap on this little icon here, and what it'll do is it'll hide that list. So now I just have my two panes. We have my list over here and the details over here. So that's basically how the layout of it works. I'm going to go and show my lists here. I like to have it set as three panes so I can see all of my lists. All right, now let's take a look at this first pane here where we have all of our different lists. The first thing is we can have different accounts. What do I mean by that? Well, if we look here, you're going to see that I have iCloud. So these are going to be all my contacts in my iCloud account. And if we look, you're also going to see that I have Gmail here. I can see all of my contacts in my Gmail account. So what we're able to do is see all the contacts from our different accounts. When you have a Yahoo account, you can see all of your contacts within that Yahoo account. You have a Microsoft Exchange account. You can see all the contacts within that Exchange account. So how do we set this up? Where do we manage these different accounts? Maybe what I'd like to do is I'd like to get rid of Gmail. I just want to have one account for all of my contacts. That's usually what I recommend people do. So I want to get rid of that Gmail. Well, what we need to do is we need to go to our Settings app, and then we can manage it through the contact settings. So I'm going to swipe up, and then we go over here to our settings. And then from here, we swipe up, and we go over here to apps. I tap on apps, and then what we need to do is we need to go to contacts. We're going to manage our accounts in the contacts. So now I tap on this, and our first option here is contacts accounts. And when you look, you're going to see that I have a number of different accounts. I have my iCloud, which I showed you earlier, and then I also have my Gmail, and then I also have a third one. Now that one is not showing. How can I remove an account from showing in the contacts? Well, basically what we need to do is we just need to tap on the account. So I'm going to go with Gmail. I want to remove that. I tap on that account. And then if I just want to remove the contacts, Gmail has mail, of course. It also has calendars and notes. All I want to do is I just want to remove the contacts. I don't want to remove my Gmail mail account. So what I do is I just go over to the right here, and you're going to see we have a number of sliders. I tap on contacts, and when I do that, what it's going to do is turn off the contacts. They're still going to be in Gmail. They're just not going to be on your iPad. So I'm going to delete them from my iPad here. I tap on that, and now it is deleting those. Another option you have is you can delete the account altogether. And then it's going to remove your Gmail mail address, your calendars, as well as your notes that are synced with that Gmail account. Again, none of this deletes your Gmail account. You can still go over to Gmail. If this was Yahoo, you'd still be able to go over to Yahoo, AOL. You'd still be able to see all of that through the website. You just won't see them on your iPad. So that's how we can turn them off. How about adding them? Well, to add an account, what we need to do is just go back. I'm going to tap on accounts here. We go back to all of our accounts, and then we just go and add a new account. When I tap on that, I just select the provider, and then I follow the instructions. Now, we have one other setting here for this when we have multiple accounts. I'm going to go and turn my Gmail back on. So I tap on the slider here. All right, so now I have my Gmail back added to my contacts here. You're going to see Gmail is in here. When I go and add a new contact, I tap on the plus to add a new contact, what is it going to add it to? Is it going to add it to iCloud, or is it going to add it to Gmail? Well, what we need to do is we need to set a default account. So I'm going to set it to iCloud. That's where most of my contacts are. So I need to set, when I add a new contact, I want it to add it by default over to iCloud. So where do we set that up? Well, we do that in our settings app again. So I go back over to my settings. I'm in my contact settings. So I just go back, and we can see we're looking at my contacts here. And when we scroll up from the bottom, you're going to see default account. And all I have to do is just tap on that, and I can set what account is my default account. In my case here, I have it set for iCloud. So when I go and add a new account or a new contact, what it's going to do is it's going to add to my iCloud account by default. How do we move a contact from one account to another? You just drag and drop. So let's just say that Abby here, I want to add them to my Gmail contacts. All I need to do is just drag and drop. You're going to see that we have a plus here, which means it's going to add it. It's going to copy it. It's not going to actually move it. I shouldn't have said move earlier, but basically it's going to just copy that over there. So I let go. Now Abby is in my iCloud. So I'm looking at my iCloud here, and you can see Abby. And when I go to Gmail, you're also going to see Abby. Now that Abby is in my Gmail, I need to go back over here to iCloud, and then with Abby in iCloud here, I tap on it, and we can see that I'm in iCloud. I'm with Abby in iCloud. I want to delete it because it is in my Gmail account. I tap on Edit, and when I go to the very bottom, I'm able to delete this contact. And what it'll do is it'll delete Abby from my iCloud. So I hope that makes sense. So that's how we can manage our different accounts. And what I usually recommend is just having one account. I'm going to keep both of them on here just so you kind of see how it all works. But generally, if I go over to my personal iPhone, you would see one account there. It just makes it a little bit easier. All right, so that's how we manage our different accounts. Now let's take a look at our contacts. So when we're looking at our contacts, I'm looking at all of iCloud here. These are all of my contacts. And what I'm able to do is swipe up and down to view all of those. If I want to search, I go over here to search, and it'll search your contacts for a specific name. Now, when we're looking at this list here, what we're able to do is change the sort order as well as how the names are displayed. In my case here, you're going to see that I have it set as first name and then last name. So each one of these is set for first name and then last name. Well, what we're able to do is we're able to swap that. We can have it displayed by last name and then first name. Also, what we're able to do is sort it. I have it sorted by first name. This is why the first name is bold. So when I go and swipe up to go through all of my names here, it's going to be sorted by first name. We're able to set it to sort by last name. So not only can we change the display order, but we can also change how it is sorted. Where do we do this? We do this back in the settings app. So I'm going to swipe up, and we're going to go to settings here, and we're still in my contact settings. So we have to be in our contact settings. And what you're going to see here is, when I swipe up, sort order and display order. So this is where we can go and change how they are sorted and displayed. So let's go and flip this around. Right now you're going to see it set for first and last for the sort order, and it's set for first and last for the display. We're going to flip that around. So I tap on each one of these, and I go last first, and we're going to go last first. Some people like to have it sorted this way. I'm not a big fan of this, but if you do, when you do that, now you're going to see that not only is it sorted by last name, but it's also displaying it by last name and then first name. So you can easily change the sort order as well as the display order. I'm going to change it back. I like to have it as first name and last for both sort order and display order. All right, so now when we go back over to our contacts, we can see it is now set for first name and then last name, as well as that's how it is sorted. All right, so now let's take a look at how we can view the details for a contact. Pretty simple. All we have to do is just tap on it. So we're going to go to this one here. I tap on it, and I can view all the details over to the right. So here we can see all of our contact information, everything that I have there. If I wanted to edit this, what I do is I tap on Edit, and I can go and edit this. So here's where I can change a phone number. I can also go and add a new phone number. I can go and add another email address. We can add more fields in here. In addition to that, what we're also able to do is add a birthday, so it'll show up in the calendar app, as well as a date, could be an anniversary date, things like that. So we have a lot of different fields in here that we can go and add. And we can also add notes. And all of these fields are searchable. So when you go up here to search, it's going to search all of these different fields here. So that's how we can go and edit it. When we are done, all we need to do is just tap on the blue check mark here. Now, I didn't make any changes, so what I have to do is I have to tap on the X. So I tap on it. If you want to delete a contact, you have to go back up to Edit here, swipe up, delete, and it'll delete it from that account. Now, what about sharing a contact? We can easily share a contact, and we can select what information we're sharing. So let's stick with Cheryl here. I want to share this with somebody. So I swipe up, I'm looking at her information. I'm not editing it, I'm just looking at her information. And when we do that, you're going to see Share Contact. When I tap on Share, I can select what information I'm going to be sharing. So if you didn't want to share a phone number, you just deselect it, and now that phone number will not be shared. So now I'm just going to share her email address, her website, her last name, and her job title. So now that I have that set, I just tap on the check mark here, and from here I select how I want to share it. Do I want to share it via AirDrop, messages? Do I want to send it via mail? Things like that. So that's how you can easily share a contact, as well as select what you want to share with that contact. All right, now let's take a closer look at these lists here. To add a new list, what we do is we go to the bottom left corner here, and when I tap on Add List, being that I have multiple accounts, I need to select what account I want to add this list to. Well, let's just go ahead for fun and add this to Gmail. Let's say Gmail is my work account. So I'm going to go and add it to Gmail, and now you're going to see that I have list name. So I just go and type in here work. And now we have my new list there. Now it doesn't have any contacts in there yet. How do we go and add contacts? Well, basically we just drag and drop. So let's just go with all Gmail here. And if I wanted to add someone to this, I just drag and you drop. And you're going to see that we have the green plus, and it's going to add it to that list. So we'll just go and add a couple more in here, drag and drop. And then if you want to remove someone from a list, you tap on it, and you just swipe over to the right, and it's going to remove that person from that list. It is not going to delete the contact. It's going to remove them from that list. So this person will still be in my contacts when I remove it from the list. If we are looking at all Gmail, now I'm looking at all of my accounts. If I swipe, you're going to see that I can't swipe. I can't remove that person from the list. The way that we have to do that is we have to go up to Edit and delete that contact. So when we're looking at all of our contacts, we can't swipe, but we can easily swipe when we're looking at a list. If you want to delete a list, you can do that too. You just swipe over to the right and it's going to delete that list. If you want to edit it, keep swiping, and now you can go and edit that name. I can also long press on it, and then we're going to have a contextual menu, and I can go and rename that as well. So that's how we can manage our different lists. Now let's take a look at duplicates. When I go up here to all contacts, you're going to see up towards the top here, it found some duplicates. I tap on View Duplicates, and then from here, what I'm able to do is merge all the duplicates. Now, I don't usually recommend that. I like to see what is duplicated. Which account is it in? Things like that. In order to do that, what we do is we just tap on a name. So we're going to go with Una here. I tap on her. And then from here, I can see that she is in 3 different times. And I could even tap on her name here to view the information. In order to merge all of these, we just tap on Merge, and it'll merge all of these together into one contact. So if you have a phone number in one and an email address in another, when you merge it all together, the one contact will have both of those pieces of information. So that's how we can easily manage or merge our duplicates. The last thing I want to show you is our settings. We do have a few more settings. So let's go back over to my settings. I'm looking at my contact settings here. In addition to managing your accounts and setting the sort order and display order, we can also set what a short name is. Now, what's a short name? Well, if you don't have a lot of space, this comes in probably more handy on the iPhone. If you don't have a lot of space, what you can do is you can set what the contact is going to show. In my case here, what it's going to do is it's going to show the first name only. Well, maybe what I'd like it to do when it doesn't have enough space is show the first initial and last name. Or, in my case, I know everybody by their first name. I'm going to go first name and last initial. So I tap on that. And when the space is constrained, what it'll do is it'll just show the first name with the last initial. It's a short name. And then we can also set My Info. My Info is basically who owns the iPad. And we can see that mine is set for myself. So basically what you do is you just tap on this, and then you select who it is, who owns the iPad. You're going to see that it says me here. And the reason why you want to do this is this is how the iPad knows who you are. It knows what your address is. It knows what your phone number is, things like that. So that's how we work with contacts or manage our contacts on the iPad. As you can see, we have a little bit of an updated interface with iPad OS 26 if you're coming from an older version of iPad OS. Basically, what we're able to do is create new accounts. We can create new lists. We can favorite contacts, so then they show up in the new phone app, which was introduced with iPad OS 26. And we can also easily share contacts. Not only can we share contacts, but we can also select what we want to share. So that's how we manage our contacts with the iPad. Now, if you found this video helpful, what you may want to do is like the video. You can subscribe to my channel. You can share it with your friends and family. In addition to that, you also may want to check out a couple of other sources that I have. I have danstutorials.com. This is a website that has not only more videos, but it has an AI assistant modeled after an Apple Genius, and I host classes and webinars on a regular basis. You can find that over at danstutorials.com. This is a membership-based site. If you don't like memberships, you don't like subscriptions, and I know a lot of people don't like that, I also have a sister site called dansonlinecourses.com. With Dan's Online Courses, it is not a subscription. What you do is you purchase a course. So in this case here, what you do is you'll purchase a course on the iPad. Now, as of this recording, I have one course on there for the iPhone. That covers iOS 18 as well as iOS 26. In addition to that, I'm going to create a new course for the iPad, and it's going to include this video as well as several others. Check out Dan's Online Courses for that. Again, not a subscription, it's a one-time purchase and you get all the videos for that course. Just know that with either one of these options, you are helping support a small business. It is just me in a corner office. I'm not part of some large organization. So when you become a member or you purchase a course or you do both, I do have people that have done both, you are helping support a small business. Check out danstutorials.com or Dan's Online Courses for more information, and thanks for watching.